Hey there guys, in this video I will show you how to design your homepage using Sketch and the wireframe layout you created earlier. You will be basically replacing all the placeholder content from your wireframes with actual photos, text, graphics, and colors. And then we'll be making any necessary adjustments. All right guys, let's get started here. So what I have going on here right now is I have Sketch opened up, and within this Sketch file, what I've got going on is, first off, I have the wireframe that you previously had created, and then also that is available within this module for you to download. And then I also have the page design, which is going to be the final page design, and this file is also available to you as a Sketch template. So you have both of these as Sketch templates in the module, so you can go download and use these basically as reference tools for yourself and for designing your own home pages. But what we're going to end up doing here in this tutorial is we're going to be taking this wireframe and we're going to be replacing all of the temporary content that we have in here right now with the actual content that you'll see over here on the left. So let's go ahead and get started here. Right here in the top, basically what we want to do is we want to start with this header area and we want to change that to black so it's based on the design. So right over here, just click on this little color tool using the eyedropper, going to change that to black, get that all set up. And then we had a little placeholder logo in here. We're just going to delete that. And then we're going to take this, which is essentially another little placeholder logo, but you would go ahead and throw your logo there in that header area. Next, what we have is this section here. It's called the hero section. So you might have a video in here, you might have an image, but you'll see that the way it's set up right now, it's got an image in the background, and then it's got the text over the top, and then a video. For right now, even in this design process, since the videos will be added later on in the development process, we'll still be using video placeholder images even in this design part. So first off, we want to grab this image. So all we do is go up here to image in the upper left, and that's going to open up so you can search for that image. So what we're doing is we're looking for that one image. Go ahead and open that. So now we have this image that's been applied. First off, I'm going to scale it down a little bit here and get that fit in there just right. And then what we're going to do now, you'll notice in here it's swapped the opposite way. So we're just going to go ahead and click on that. And then up here in the upper right, you can click on this little tool and it's just going to swap it to the side. So now we're going to move that up into place. And now what you notice is that there's a little bit of an opaque overlay on this to make it so it darkens it down so you can see the text over the top of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the rectangle tool, draw a box over the top of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the border color, take this color, we're going to make it all black. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring down the opacity right here until it looks just about right. So now you're starting to see that image come through there. So I'm looking at about probably 65%. So there we go. That looks pretty good there. And basically what you would do at this point is you would go in and replace all of the text that you have on here with the actual text for your website. But in this tutorial, I'm just going to keep it as the placeholder text and the lorem ipsum text for now. Next thing we need to do here is change the call to action button to be one of your attention colors that you should have previously created in your style guide. So I'm going to click on that element, just going to use this eyedropper tool and click on the color I want, and then we have that call to action button all set up. Moving down a little bit more here, now we have the training program section. So it's got the white background, so we're all set up there. Once again, you would add in your text for training programs and then replace the lorem ipsum placeholder text here. But first off, we're going to start adding in all of these three images. So I'm going to go in here and remove these little photo indicators here. Make sure that all these images are separated. So if they're grouped together, we're going to go up here and arrange and ungroup. And now first off, we're going to look for this image right here. So once again, click on the image button up here, and now we're going to search through for that image. There it is, and we're going to grab it and we're going to add it here to the design. Now we're going to scale this down a little bit so it fits just a little bit larger than that circle. And now what I'm going to do, so you can kind of see it through this circle, is I'm going to grab this first circle that's there and I'm going to bring down the opacity a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this image and I'm going to Option Command down arrow to then send it backwards a few layers. So you'll see over there on the left, it's going down through the layers, and you can move it down until it actually appears behind that little circle that I just created with that opacity on there. So now you're seeing through this circle to the image, so then you can adjust it properly to make sure it lines up right. And once you have it in place, now what you're going to do is you're going to mask out this entire image using the same circle that you just created right here. So what you're going to do is click on that circle, then you're going to shift click on that image. Now you're going to go ahead and right click and then scroll down, click on mask. So there you go. Now you've got that image circled and masked all out. All right, now we just have to apply that same process that we just created on this one to these next two. All right, now we have all three of those images in there. And once again, you would just replace this temporary text that we added in here in the wireframe with your actual text. And then we just have to change out the color once again for these call to action buttons. So double click on this, using this eyedropper tool, change out the color to that attention color. And then also we have to change out that little circle that we have around the plus. So zooming in here a little bit more, and then go ahead and use the eyedropper tool to change that out. Do the same thing over here. All right, there we go. The training program section is all set. Moving down here, we're gonna go into the daily workout section. Background image is still, or the background color is still good to go. All we really have to do is go in here and add that image in there. So just like we did up here on the top, we're gonna go ahead and remove that photo indicator. Now we're gonna search for this image. Add that image in there. We're gonna scale it down. We're then gonna go ahead and once again drop it behind that. Turn down the opacity on this so we can see through there. Click on the actual square that's over the top of that. Then also shift click on the image. Now both of them are selected. Right click, mask. And now that image is all masked out. And then just like before, double clicking on this, we're changing out the tension color here. And there we go. Daily workout section all set up and ready to go. Quickly, we're gonna go down here and change out these two images as well. So remove the photo indicator here. Looking for this image here. Size that image down. Move that image into place, drop it behind the square, bring down the opacity, size that image up, shift select both of those, right click, mask. Call to action button here, double click on that, use the eyedropper tool, select your tension color. Moving on to this one right here, looking for this image right here. Size that image down, drop it to the background, bring down the opacity, move that image into place, shift select both those objects, right click and mask. Over here on that button, double click that, use the eyedropper tool, select your attention color. Okay, now we're moving on to the nutrition plan section. Same as before, just replace any of your information in here with your actual text. And we're just gonna go ahead and replace out these two images just like we've done on the last. Okay, there we have it. The nutrition plan section is all ready to go. Next, we have this other section down here. Just like before, we're gonna go in here and change out this photo. So last section we have here is the contact me section down here at the bottom, or the call to action. So just like we had done up here at the top with the hero, it's an image in the background with a little bit of a opaque overlay on there. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that image first. Place that image in there. We're gonna resize this down a little bit. You also may notice that this is a black and white image down here. So what we're gonna do is, this is a color image. We're gonna click on that image, and then over here on the right under color adjust, we're gonna check that box, and that's gonna give you a bunch more settings here. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna bring down the saturation. So it's gonna go ahead and take care of all the color in there and basically make it a grayscale image. We're gonna go ahead and then drop that behind this, bring down the opacity on there so you can kind of see through there. And just like we've been doing with a lot of the other photos here, we're then just going to select on both of those, and we're going to right click, and then we're going to mask off that image. So now you have that image masked off. Now what you want to do is go ahead and add a little bit of a darker background on the top of that. So we're going to grab our rectangle tool. We're going to go over the top of this image here, place that rectangle on there, remove the border color, bring this down to black, and then we're going to start bringing down that opacity again until you start to see that image coming through and it starts to look good. So the last thing we have to do here is just change up this button to then be one of your attention colors. So once again, clicking on that button and then using that eyedropper tool to select your attention color, and we should be all good to go. So as you can see, generating those wireframes first really helps in the design process, because you have everything laid out, and basically all you have to do is go in here and replace all of those existing temporary items with the actual content and the photos and the text. So hope this helps, guys. In one of the upcoming tutorials, I will then take you through how to select your images, group them, and export them out, and then optimize them and get them ready for development. So as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help.